In this video, we are going to talk about the Powerdays. Powerdays is one of the very powerful models that we have on our platform. So what is it exactly? Well, if you study stocks and volume, price and volume over a period, you will notice that really only a few days per year are defining the volume, the performance, and the trend of a stock. Many days are just days that are either noise or days where nothing really important happens. So we can see these days here where volume is low, price doesn't move much. So there's many days during the year where nothing much happens. Conversely, there's probably between 10 to 20 days out of the 250 days, sometimes 30, sometimes 15, it depends, per year, that are really significant. During these days, you have extremely high volume, extremely high price movement, or both at the same time, or just one or the other. And this makes it significant. Why? Because this is a trail left by the institutions coming in and out of a stock. So we can see big volume spike here on that day. This defined a trend, so big down day and then big up day. So the Power Days is nothing else than capturing that effect here. So if I click on that P here, I can see it's 5.3 standard deviation. So this is a combination of standard deviations of price and volume. So it's really an abnormal point in that regard. And sure enough, that is the beginning of the trend, change of a trend. So we have the end of the trend with the first Power Day here, minus 267. And we can see it on the chart here, Power Days. In order to bring those two subcharts, you can click on Power Days and Power Days trend. And I can see in the two subcharts, you get negative Power Days, minus 267, and positive Power Days here, 2 days later. So that is the beginning of a new trend. And we can see the down and then uptrend right after it. So why is that useful? Well, it's very useful because it helps you focus on specific days during the year that are important, that could turn around, be the beginning of a turnaround. So what we've done is we've presented the Power Days every day here, so a positive or negative one. And then also it will define the trend for the ongoing future. So that Power Days of 5.3 here is generating like that green zone all the way to the next Power Day, which is a negative one here on that day. So you would say negative one, okay, well that doesn't work, right? Because it rallies a few days. Well, because it rallies a few days doesn't mean the trend is there, right? It might be some sort of consolidation or so. But in reality, the big guys start to set off right there, and more on that day where we have another Power Day and here and all the way down. And then a positive Power Day here where really the battle between the bulls and bears, the bears won all the way, and now the bulls for the first time are winning significantly. By how much? By about 2 standard deviation. And the result is a positive trend, and then a big drop here, negative, and then positive trend all the way. So these days are very useful to pick up and to notice very quickly. We have on the markets page the ability to look for Power Days, so you can actually literally click on Power Days here, go straight there, and then you can see whether your universe is top 500 or so. You can see J&J or SNPS or else. And you can see positive Power Days, so I can see a major jump here. So these are stocks that are breaking out by a 9.89 standard deviation. SNPS, again, 5.54 standard deviation. It doesn't look like much, but it's enormous in terms of volume. So it's interesting to see how this evolves. WBD and so on, and you can see it there. Same thing, you have this search on the screener. You click on the preset, and then you would go to price action. So price action, we have Powerdays, positive and negative breakout. That's one. But then on the forecast model, we have Powerdays. So let's go in the forecast model here. So this is what you saw on the markets page. And what I can do is I can build from there. So I want stocks that really have very surprising days today. And I want to hone in on these, and I click, and then I can see, well, this one has clearly something going on there. J&J, that we saw something going on. And you can look at the advanced quote as well, see the positive power day. You can see positive revisions, but the EM is still very weak. So this is useful here. You also have the power days breakout, as I mentioned earlier. So if I go into price action, power day positive breakout. So 8 p.m. uptrend. Major jump here. Obviously, it's a $2 stock, so we can filter this. And we can filter, let's say, price. Take the price, and we say, give me a price of at least $20. So I avoid the small caps, and now I have different names. So I can see U for Unity Software. This is a power day, 33. Now in the screener, if you type the power day fields, you have a few selections of filters or fields that you can pick from. First, the power day, which is the value here you have on the chart and in a column here. And then second, the power day trend, so whether it's positive or not. So adding it to the chart here, you can go into signal, power day trend, and then you have it here in green and red at the bottom. Positive and positive pending. So positive pending is really the confirmation before a price, a trend is actually confirmed or not. So if we go into, let's say here, where we have pretty much every day a battle between the bulls and the bears, so green, red, and so on. It will be negative pending on that day, waiting for the next day to be confirmed. So if there is a positive one, of course it will deactivate the negative trend. So here it is, a negative one, -3, and it was positive. It was negative pending here, but then it became fully negative there, and then again positive 3 days later. But that's another fight. This is one fight. This is a second fight, spaced out by 3 days. So that's the positive pending piece. Now, the constitution of power days is the power day on price and on value. So value is really the volume traded by price, so the dollar amount going in the stock. It's more important than volume, because volume on a $10 stock is different than volume on a $100 stock, right? The amount of money is very different. So you can't do it on volume, you have to do it on value. And the price move, right? The price move is important. So taking those two into account, we can compute the power day properly. So it's important to see, what's moving on value, power day value. You can sort by the highest ones, and power day on price, and so on. We also have the number of power days in the last 10 days. So you click on definition, number of power days in the last 10 days, or the last power day. So when was the last power days? What was the value of the last power day? So the value is 1.98 here. And the number of days from power days, right? So for example here, this one has 12 days since the last power day. These have 0, obviously it just happened today, or 3 or 4, and you can sort that. So that helps you really select stocks that have power days, have had power days in the last few days, whether it's on price, on value, on both, and this is extremely powerful. All right, that's it on power days. We'll do more discussion on this, but I hope you find it useful. Thank you very much.